Thank you. Well, what we've been doing is we've been on a tour for 2 days of northern Michigan. Next month we're going to go to the UP and spend a few days going to various cities, but we had a couple of purposes for the tour. One of them is, as you know, Governor Snyder has made cities, both large and small, urban and rural, as a top priority in his plan to transform the Michigan economy. And he sees cities and what we often refer to as place-based economic development as very important to attracting and retaining the kind of talent we need in this state to be able to diversify our economy, especially in these times when we're seeing a decrease in manufacturing employment. Even though it's still going to be very important, we've got to do other things. And so a big key piece of that is going to be what's going on. I can't tell you what it was like to talk with people as we went from city to city about how they felt about their cities, especially their downtowns and the neighborhoods close to those downtowns, and how they viewed that as very important to what was happening throughout the entire region that that city was in. And I heard the same thing here. There's no doubt that the cultural center of our regions in Michigan, our cities, whether it's a small region like this region or if it's something like southeastern Michigan, which is a huge region, it's still the major cities that in those regions, and so that's the role that Big Rapids plays here. And I think as we start to move down the road, the governor has asked MSHDA, the MEDC, the Department of Transportation, the Department of Natural Resources, and other departments to really work closer together in how we really provide coordinated services to communities and how they then address these kinds of development needs. The governor has asked Mike Finney, who is the head of the MEDC, to create a interdepartmental collaborative committee, which Mike has done. We have our first meeting later this month, and we're going to be looking at a lot of things in terms of what does it mean to really jumpstart place-based economic development in the state. And that's one of the reasons I came here, so when we have that first meeting, I can say, you know, Mike, I've been around northern Michigan, we're going to the UP, you know, we've been in Detroit, we've been in Lansing, and Kalamazoo, and Grand Rapids, and Flint, Bay City, and I'm telling you, there's something going on out there, and we got to figure out how to really jump on that. And I think that kind of commitment will also be the kind of thing that will drive how we finance these kind of projects. As you know, the governor looked at it, wants to do a different way of financing this kind of work. We had to get real about the effect of historic tax credits and brownfield tax credits, and I know those are all very close to your hearts, and the results of that activity has been huge, but it's also been huge on the budget. So we tried to get the budget under control, which is what we've done, and Representative could do attest what a difficult job that was. That is probably the hardest job I think the state legislature's taken on in a very long time. But we did commit resources to do these kind of projects, and so now we're going to figure out how this is now going to apply to continuing to do these kind of very, very important projects. It was never about the results of what those credits did, but it was all about the budget impact they were having and what it meant to the future. But we want to get back to what it means to do this kind of work too, and so that's what we'll be doing. The other part of the tour was to highlight a very important program that MSHDA is involved with. We announced it, how long ago, Mary?
July 12th.
July 12th, so it was just a very short, July 12th last year.
Yeah.
So we've been working this program, but what it is, it's called the Hardest Hit Program. And the Hardest Hit Program is really about how we can help people who may be having problems making their mortgage payments, on how we can help them through modifications and some assistance so that they won't lose those homes. One of the, part of this tour has really been to talk to the media about that, because one of the things we're hearing is that foreclosure has been such a problem in Michigan that some people just accept that it's going to happen and they don't try to save their homes, or they don't anticipate that there's going to be a problem, and then when it comes to be a problem, it's too late. And what through media and some advertising we're doing, we're trying to say we have help, and it's something that really works. I mean, we've done about 5,000 inquiries so far, and we really want you to be aware of this, and we're making it very easy for people to approach us through a portal that we've created, and we will help them do the work, and at the same time we will then represent them with lenders. The Michigan lenders have been absolutely outstanding in gravitating to this program. We actually created it with their help. The Michigan Association of Bankers, the Michigan Community Bankers Association, the Michigan Credit Union League, the Michigan Association of Realtors, the Michigan Foreclosure Task Force. We came together with them, created this program. We got a lot of support from the federal government, so they are there, probably 180 strong in terms of lenders participating in this program. But it is critical that we get the word out and to let people know what we're doing. This year, Mary will be working with community-based organizations to really use them to help us get to potential homebuyers, whether it be targeting specific neighborhoods or having literature in their offices, because we know that homebuyers who are having problems sometimes have a concern about approaching government or approaching their lender, but they will always approach a community-based organization they have a lot of trust in, and so we want to use them to be able to do that. So that's really about what we're doing on this tour. I can't tell you what it's like. I have been at MSHDA 25. I've only been the executive director for a year, but I've been at MSHDA for 25 years, so I've been there a lot, and I've been hearing about the Nisbett and Fairman project for a very long time. And so when Jeff Dudka, who's not here, who is our community affairs manager, gave me a list of where do you want to go, Gary, and it was a huge list. And I took off a lot of projects, but this is one I kept on, and maybe because it's on the way home to Lansing. The other